It was the Sandstoners with a 2-1 victory. Kind of a lackluster game from Massena, but a good win for Potsdam as they got 2 in the second period, then held off Massena in the third, allowing them just 1. But we're to crunch time because if you win, you go on. You lose, you're done.
Jerry, these two clubs know each other like you know the palm of your hand. They've played each other, I think, 8 times in the last 3 years, and each club's come away with 4 victories. You mentioned the 2 games this year back in January 8th in Potsdam. The Raiders prevailed 6-3, and a week ago, February 12th, here in Massena, the Sandstoners won 2-1. So, I mean, you put a sheet of paper between them. I expect an entertaining hockey game, hard-working hockey game from both clubs, and that will be the key. The Sandstoners, I think, if there are a couple of keys, they've got to stay out of the box like they did the last time when they played Massena. First time they had a lot of penalties. The Raiders capitalized. Last time, I think they had 4 or 5 penalties. They were victorious. And also, they can't lose too many one-on-one battles in their own end. The Raiders, on the other hand, and you hit the nail on the head, they got to come out skating. They got to have some fire in their belly and be able to really, you know, a little jump in their gait out there. And they've got to get some scoring also out of that O'Shea Day and Anthony DiAgostino line. Sandstoners shut that line down last time. Not too many clubs have been able to do that this year, and they were victorious 2-1.
I think the key to this game, in a word, is intensity. If the Raiders can come out with some intensity, they certainly will be in good shape. If not, it could be another long night like it was last Wednesday. Well, there comes one of the officials, Butch Martin, and that means his cohort, Mike St. Louis, will be the other official, the Lake Placid connection, as we get ready for this semifinal game between the Massena Red Raiders and the Potsdam Sandstoners. Canton Golden Bears waiting in the wings. Randy Brown's Golden Bears pretty much gone through the season unscathed until Potsdam beat them. So the Sandstoners with a couple of feathers in their cap already, and they would dearly love another shot at Canton, as would Massena.
Both of these clubs know to get to the big dance down in Utica, it just takes 2 games, and once you get there, regardless of where you're ranked, where you're seated, what kind of record you had, you know, you could come away with that brass ring. And the road to that big dance is through Massena Arena tonight and at the Shield Arena on Saturday afternoon. And I'm sure that both of these coaches I know they're not looking by this game to look at Canton. They just want to get out of here. But whoever gets out of here tonight, I think will give the Golden Bears a run for their money on Saturday.
Yeah, I don't think there's much doubt about it. You know, to talk about looking at who's where and what's going to happen in the state playoffs, it's pretty much a toss-up just about everywhere you go. You look at this section, any one of the 3 could win. You look down in Section 3. Well, it's down to 2 now. It's between Oswego and Ithaca. Actually, Ithaca's Section 4 team, but they play with a Section 3 league. You know, that's kind of interesting. Here come the Red Raiders out onto the ice. And it looks like they have a zip in their step. We'll have to wait and see after the game gets going.
A couple of changes tonight on that O'Shea Day line. Justin Walsh usually up on that right side. Well, Justin's not in the lineup tonight. Anthony DiAgostino will fill in on Justin's spot on that right side, and Jeffrey Slack will fill in Anthony's spot with Shane Farmer and Eric Seacott. The Meacham, DeRosie, Cameron line intact. Michael Cameron's back. He was played up in Plattsburgh on Friday night. And the Joe Ward, Matt Hazel, and Sean Kellogg line. And I think the Raiders are probably going to go with maybe just 5 defense tonight.
That's what Coach Tim Long told me in the pregame. Just 5 defensemen. He'll go with John Rochford and, of course, Ben Nightingale, have been playing very well together. The other 3 will rotate. Drew Wonky, Matt Gerard, and Adam Barkley.
And in nets for the Sandstoners, Jason Sloan, who's been in the pipes, between the pipes in both encounters. And for the Raiders, his 8th start of the year, Zach Long. Zach's coming in with a 5-2 record, a 2.86 goals against average, and an .882 save percentage. 150 saves on 170 shots, and as we mentioned, this is Zach's 8th start of the year, and he'd love to up that record to 6-2.
No question about it. 2 captains are over talking to the officials, Potsdam captain John Yannickas and Massena captain Tim O'Shea. Raiders need a good game from their captain. I think another key for Massena will be some production from the Meacham line.
Yes, that line was very productive. The first time they met up in Potsdam, I think Eric Meacham had 3 goals that night. But of course, it was a different configuration that night. He was playing along with, I think, with Walsh and O'Shea, if I'm not mistaken, and that's changed somewhat. Now he centers Eric DeRosie, moved up from the defensive spot, and Michael Cameron on the left side. Definitely production of those 2 big lines. Anything else is a bonus, and Just some good, solid defensive zone coverage in their end. Don't give those second and third opportunities, and try not to turn it over unforced error, so to speak, inside your own zone.
Well, at least the crowd a little bit better tonight than it's been. Probably this will be our best crowd of the season here at the Massena Arena. And folks, there's a lot of room here, though. If you want to come down, there's still plenty of time to get here. Come on down to the arena and catch what should be an excellent high school hockey game. PA announcer Sandy Cook about ready to announce the starting lineups for tonight's game, and we'll get going in just a few moments. Massena, Potsdam. And these teams have met in the sectionals numerous times since I've been doing Massena hockey, which this is my 14th season. And I'll tell you, you throw the records right out the window every time they play.
Yes, you do. You never know what to expect. If you look back at this year's performance, we mentioned the two games, the shots on goal. I think there's 5 shots difference between them. I think Massena out shooting the Sandstoners 54-49. We mentioned goals scored. There's only 2 goals difference. Massena's had 7 and Potsdam's had 5. The big thing, I guess, as you look down, is Massena's been very effective in the first period against Potsdam. Outscored them 5-0. The Sandstoners in the second period have outscored Massena 4-0. So
Wow.
How do you figure? I don't know, but I know that it's going to be a treat here this evening to these both clubs. I know will work hard, and that's the key. Coach Joe Stark, all he asked to his youngsters that they work hard, and you know, he's not predicting anything. Coach Tim Long not predicting anything, but all they want, both coaches, hard work from if you're out there for 30 seconds or 60 seconds, just give it all you've got.
It will be Jason Sloan for Potsdam on defense to start. Ryan Warr and Tim Kelleher up front. Kyle Hewlin, Greg Gilmore, and John Yannickas. Just want to mention, I talked to Louis Trevino's daughter today. She gave me a call, and she wanted to let all the Massena hockey fans listening in know that Louis is getting a catheterization done today. Of course, for folks who don't know, he had a heart attack over the weekend, and they were going to do a catheterization today, and then there are 3 options, you know, heart surgery or just medicine or perhaps an angioplasty, but they would know after the tests are all done. But Louis is alert, talking hockey, and he wanted to wish everybody the very best, and his Red Raiders, of course, his beloved Red Raiders, very good luck here this evening.
And we wish Louis the best, speedy recovery, and maybe get back, and as the Raiders progress on down the road, he'll be able to join them. He misses them, and they certainly miss him.
This has got to be one of maybe the only sectional games Louis has ever missed. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if this is the first one, because I know he's only missed a couple of games in 40 years.
I was going to say, you could put them all in one hand, probably in a couple of fingers, but you know it takes something as serious as a heart attack to keep Louis away from the arena tonight. But we wish him well. Speedy recovery.
We certainly do. The introduction of the starting lineups is complete. And as we mentioned, Butch Martin, Mike St. Louis are the 2 officials. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have our national anthem sung by Sandy Cook. The singing of our national anthem, we're about set to go here. Massena Potsdam, Northern Athletic Conference Division I sectional action. Division II sectional started last night, and all top 4 seeds won their game, so sets up the semifinals tomorrow. Alex Bay will be at Salmon River, and OFA at St. Lawrence Central.
And out of those 4 contests, one real nail-biter. The Flyers, Norfolk lost a heartbreaker. The Bay tied it up with 7 seconds left in the game and won it in overtime. Ooh, boy, those are 1-goal losses in overtime are tough anyway, but when the opposition came I think the Flyers were up by 3-4-1 at one time.
At one point, and they were up 4-2 going into the third period. So that was a tough one. The other three were blowouts. So, well, Ogdensburg 3-1, but I understand I talked to Chris Erickson last night, the arena director over there, and he said the Berg dominated from start to finish. Malone scored their goal very late in the game.
It should be a barn burner tomorrow night over in the Tri-Town area when the Larrys and the Blue Devils hook up. That should be a good one.
Last time around, the Larrys won the game, so it'll be interesting to see. Salmon River, they didn't have much trouble with Alex Bay down there, beat them badly, but you never know. In the sectional, strange things can happen.
Well, I'm sure Coach Pond is aware of that. Strange things almost happened up in Clifton Fine a week or so ago, and 5-4, and a week later, what is it, 14-1 last night?
14-1, yeah.
So sometimes you push the right button, sometimes you push the wrong buttons. Sometimes there aren't any buttons to push, you can't figure it out.
Jeff Day, Anthony DiAgostino, Tim O'Shea, John Rochford, Benji Nightingale out against Hewlin, Gilmore, and Yannicus, Kelleher and War, Jason Sloan, and Zach Long, and off the face-off, Raiders control, dump it right on, and Sloan makes the first save of the game. Jeff Day cranking in after it. His pass intercepted. Poke check to the blue line and out to center ice. Potsdam with a 2-on-1. Here comes Hewlin. Massena gets back. The shot, and Zach gloves it. Don't believe it was on the net, but Zach gloved it anyway and holds on for the face-off. Potsdam with partial 2-on-1, but the Raiders got back to break it up.
Anthony D'Agostino, an excellent job coming back. It was a 2-on-1. JR got trapped at the blue line, gambled and lost. The Stoners broke away out 2-on-1, but number 10, Anthony D'Agostino, came back and nullified that.
Off the face-off, puck in behind. Picked up by Barkley, who's out there from Massena. He lugs it around the boards, out to D'Agostino. Knocked away from him, back to the Massena line, into the zone, and Drew Wonke poke checks it along the boards, picks it up, bangs it ahead and out to center ice. Kelleher there for Potsdam, right back in the Massena zone. Puck bounces in behind the net. Barkley again for the Red Raiders. Here's Barkley. Headman pass, just bangs it ahead. Kelleher steps in front, dumps it back in. Barkley takes it back out. Here's Barkley sliding it ahead. He's got O'Shea busting in. O'Shea trying to get in front, shot, and a save made, or he fired it wide, one or the other. Great opportunity. And Anthony D'Agostino digging in, trying to come up with it, knocks the net off. But a great second effort for O'Shea, and it just misses.
Timmy O'Shea and a kind of lead pass from Adam Barkley, and O'Shea got the puck just at the blue line and sifted through both Potsdam defenders. And from my angle, I thought he had Sloan down and out of position, and I'm not sure if he shot it wide or Jason Sloan made a big save. But great opportunity for the Raiders, went by the boards.
Face-off moves outside the zone as the Meacham line comes out against the Brad Wilson line. Wilson, Hoos, and Lamson. Off the draw, Rochford dumps it in the zone. In behind the net, DeRosie racing in there after it for Massena. Trying to drop it in behind the Meacham, knocked away. Stoners will move it and bang it out to center ice. Wilson dumped right back in the zone by the Red Raiders. Jeremy Bove back there. Jeremy, his pass knocked down by DeRosie. Eric in behind the net for Massena. DeRosie, Dipsy Doodle, centers it. Nobody there for Massena. And the Stand Stoners will move it out of the zone. Mike Lamson with it. Michael Lamson across the blue line. Takes it wide. Poke checked away by Benji Nightingale. And picking it up, the Raiders Meacham. Moving it ahead to the blue line. Kept in by Bove. The puck bounces in behind the net. John Rochford back after it. Rochford will start out right side of his own goalie. Rochford bangs it off the boards. Ahead it goes to the blue line. Raiders move it. Meacham down the sideline. Gets a little bit far away. And back after it is Tim Kelleher for Potsdam at his own blue line. Bounce pass into the Massena zone, goes by everybody, and back in behind the net. Picked up by Bubba Gerard. Gerard gets tied up by the forechecker. That's Josh Close. He pokes it around the boards, and Benji Nightingale comes after it. Here's Nightingale banging it ahead to the blue line. Kellogg with it, looking to move it to Ward, has it knocked away. Bounces to the blue line. Banged ahead by Ward, comes to Kelleher. Kelleher flips it in the zone, picked up by Benji Nightingale. Bounce pass ahead, it trickles into Potsdam territory, and Sloan is going to flip it in behind for Kelleher. Hard check thrown there by the Raiders. Puck bounces free. It comes to Kelleher. He flips it around the boards, trying to move it to Ward, to the blue line. Bubba Gerard. Gerard's shot, fired it wide. Bounces to the back of the mesh, gets tied up in the mesh. The whistle blows, and we'll have a face-off. 12:27 left, first period. It's scoreless on the Corky's Collision scoreboard.
Raiders do not want to play between the blue lines. If you're just going to dump it in hard, dump it in deep. Make that Potsdam defense work, and just get in on top. But I think that's Coach Tim Long's philosophy tonight. If we can't get the odd man rush, get it in deep.
Off the face-off, Drew Wonke fires it in. Potsdam territory. Jeremy Bove back after it. In behind his own net, right side of his goalie. Flips it on the 45. Stoners break out of the zone. Here comes Potsdam out to center ice, across the blue line. It's Yulin. Yulin trying to dump it in front, and it bounces in behind as John Rochford got a stick on it. O'Shea picks it up. His headman intercepted, bouncing around at center ice. Bubba Girard flips it ahead. Knocked down, bouncing around to O'Shea. He overskated. Puck bouncing still around at center ice. Comes to Drew Wonky. Wonky flips the bounce pass. Jeff Day takes it across, steps by the check. Day, he's got DiAgostino in front, deflected right on, and the save is made, and the puck comes out. Sloan had no idea where it was, but he made the save, and the puck bounces right back in as it was cleared. Bove after it for Potsdam. Bove left it. Day trying to pick it up, looks to center in front, but it goes by DiAgostino all the way out to center ice as Anthony was doing what he's supposed to do, but the puck was just too far away. Now the pass to DiAgostino intercepted, dumped right back in the Massena zone. John Rochford around the boards for Anthony. He clears it back out to center ice. Kelleher is there. Kelleher over on the other side. A bouncing puck stolen. Here's DeRosie. Here's DeRosie in the zone with O'Shea. Centers O'Shea. Knocked away by the defense. Good play by Kelleher. He dumps it, and it goes up into the Potsdam bench, and the whistle blows. 11:06 left in the first period. It's still scoreless on the Corky's Collision scoreboard.
Two excellent scoring opportunities, one in each team, and a pair of 10s. John Yannickas for the Sandstoners coming late, almost found himself in possession, all in front of Zach Long, and at the other end, Anthony DiAgostino with a good scoring opportunity, and couldn't get it by Sloan, who didn't know where the puck was. No one there to knock in the rebound.
Off the face-off, Cameron shot right on, rebound, they bang out, it goes over the net as DeRosie had a whack at it. Puck comes to Cameron again. He tries to flip it in behind the net, digging for it there. Kelleher comes away with it for Potsdam, looks to dump it, bounces off the boards. Rochford ahead to Meacham. He flips it back in the zone. Delay offsides on Massena. Massena clears Kelleher, carries the puck out to neutral ice. Headman goes by everybody, racing in the zone for it. Josh Burnap. Burnap in the corner, taking to the boards, and the puck bounces free, and it's poke checked. It comes to Meacham behind the net. Eric Meacham for Massena. Long headman intercepted. Back inside Massena territory. Delay offsides. The Raiders clear. The puck comes bouncing back to Ryan War. War over to Kelleher on the other side. Kelleher just bangs it ahead out to center ice. Meacham dumps it right back in, right on, and Sloan has to make the save. He's going to flip it ahead. Here comes Burnap with it down the left wing side. He just dumps it right on Long, and Zach has to make a save. Picked up by Bubba Girard. He flips it over on the other side for Barkley. Barkley, long headman pass, just gets out of the zone, back in again, offsides. Dangerous pass there as Kyle Yulin was able to stop it before it cleared the zone. But offsides was, or just after it cleared the zone, offsides was the call.
Again, if you come cross ice and you're below the top of the circle, boy, you got to come in a hurry. The Raiders didn't, telegraphed it, and the Sandstoners jumped on it. And I think they're trying to take that. They know Massena's famous for that rink-wide pass. They're trying to shut that down.
Off the face-off, puck trickles to the Potsdam line. Jeffrey Slack after it, can't come up with it. Keeps it in the zone somehow. Now Farmer bounces over his stick, back out, back in again. Raiders have to clear, and they do. Puck in behind, controlled by Potsdam. Joe Willard. Willard flips it ahead, has it knocked down, bouncing around and out to center ice. Here comes Potsdam's Gilmore, his headman. Across the blue line it goes. John Yannickas, poke checked away out to center ice. Seacott breaks back the other way. Headman goes to Slack. Slack's pass knocked down. Back the other way comes Potsdam. Kyle Yulin across the blue line, poke checked away. Here's a shot. Zach makes the save. The rebound clear to the blue line, but not out of the zone. Now it's picked up and carried out to center ice by Adam Barkley. Barkley fakes the shot and just trickles it deep in Potsdam territory. Puck in behind the net. Jeff Day after it. Bounces for it, trying to come up with it. Day centers it right across the goal mouth, but it bounces all the way out to center ice. John Rochford is there, flips it ahead. His pass intercepted. Back the other way comes Gilmore. His dump from center ice is blocked, and it comes to Rochford again. John in behind the net, flips it around for Benji Nightingale. Nightingale moving ahead and down the ice into the Potsdam zone. They wave the icing off as Brad Wilson, they rule he could have gotten it. Wilson now comes back after it, flips on the 45 and backs out to center ice. John Rochford, headman to O'Shea. O'Shea to DiAgostino. Anthony in on the right wing side, trying to center it. It goes in behind the net. Jeff Day after it in the corner. He and Kelleher. Day goes down. Kelleher comes up with a puck, starts it ahead to the blue line. It just trickles out to center ice. Poke checked right back in the zone, right back out again. Here's the penalty, and our first penalty of the game will go against Massena, and Anthony DiAgostino will pick up a tripping call.
We mentioned at the top of the broadcast the Sandstoners have got to win those one-on-one battles along the boards in their own end, and they just did a second ago when Jeffrey Day, a pretty solid youngster, got put on his backside by John Yannicus or Kyle Hewlin, I'm not sure, but that's what the Sandstoners have to do.
So the Raiders take the first penalty of the game, DiAgostino for tripping. 6:41 the time of the penalty, still scoreless on the Corky scoreboard. Raiders with Meacham and DeRozzi out there. Kelleher with a puck at his own blue line, moving it around, gets it back again. Kelleher trying to move it, he's got DeRozzi on him, gets a shot off, it's blocked. The rebound, here's a shot, fired it wide, and picking it up side of the net, short side shot. Zach makes the save, Meacham dumps it down the ice. That was Kyle Hewlin picking it up side of the net, but Zach had it pretty well covered. Puck back in the Potsdam zone. Stoners pick it up behind their own net. Back after it is Jeremy Bove. He drops it back, and around the horn it goes to Kelleher. Long headman pass to Bove. He breaks in the zone. Here's Bove trying to bounce it by in the corner. He and DeRozzi go together. The puck slides free to Josh Close, who goes back to the blue line. They bounce it around, back in the corner again, and we have a whistle. I think we got a man in the crease, and the face-off will move outside the zone with 46 seconds left in the Potsdam man advantage.
Number 19 out there for the Stoners, Jeremy Bove, a senior. Coach Joe Stark credits him with the success that they've had this year. This young man, a forward who's been moved back to defense when they had some problems, and he's led by example and by inspiration, and Coach Stark can't say enough about Jeremy Bove.
Stoners changing up their power play here as Hoos comes out there along with Wilson and Lamson, or no, yeah, that is Lamson, okay. And the puck sits at the blue line. Now it's trickled in the zone, but offsides will be the call. And Bush Martin right on the line to make that call, and the face-off will move right back out again.
And speaking of Lamson, I see another one across the way. He's probably got butterflies in his stomach, and that's the Chipmeister. He's probably chewing on those peppermints right about now.
Off the face-off. Puck clear to center ice. John Rose back after it. He circles back to his own blue line, drops it over to Ryan War. War starts it ahead. Here's War dumping it in the Massena zone. Zach stops it behind the net, leaves it for Rochford. Rochford pokes it around the boards, but it's picked up by Lamson. Back to the blue line, gets it back again. Mike Lamson with it. He'll go back to the other point. Rose's shot, deflected right on. The rebound, score! And the goal will go to Brad Wilson. The shot came from the point. Zach made the first save, but gave up the big rebound, and Wilson was there to poke it by him, and the Stoners score a power play goal to lead 1-0.
Well, as the goaltenders will say, I'll make that first save, but don't let him have the second one, and Zach Long made the first save, and it was a one-on-one with Wilson and the Raider defenseman, and Wilson won the battle. He was able to out-muscle the Raider defenseman, picked up the rebound, and put it in on the short side by Zach Long, and the Stoners lead 1-0 on a power play.
Joe Ward out there now, and he wins the draw and dumps it in the Potsdam zone. Bounces in front, then it's picked up by Kelleher. Kelleher trying to step by the forecheck, has it knocked away, gets knocked down, the bouncing puck. Potsdam picking it up, and they bounce it out to center ice. Comes to Bubba Gerard. Gerard at his own blue line, flips it ahead. Here comes Massena. We're going to have a penalty, and that's going to be Kelleher picking up a hooking call as he hooked Matt Hazel down. And Kelleher will go to the box, and the Raiders will have a power play opportunity.
That Potsdam goal, the 7:55 mark. Brad Wilson, along with Mike Lamson and number 5, John Rose, picking up the assist. That's a power play, as we mentioned.
Potsdam leading 1-0 on the Corky's Collision scoreboard. 6:45 left in the first period. Meacham coming out with DeRozzi and Cameron off the face-off. DeRozzi takes it across. Here's DeRozzi, stops at the circle, setting up the power play. Goes back to Benji Nightingale at the point. Back to DeRozzi at the 45. DeRozzi going into Meacham, steps in front, shot, save, and holding on is Sloan. And Meacham had him right where he wanted him and tried to bang it through the 5-hole, but Sloan closed the legs and held on.
Big save by Jason Sloan. Again, the Raiders on that overload. DeRozzi and Meacham. Meacham down low, and DeRozzi got him the puck, and Meacham stepped out from the goal line and looked like he tried to go short side upstairs, but Sloan made the big save.
Off the face-off. It comes to Cameron. He rips it around the boards. Back in the corner. They bang after it there. Beauvais and DeRosie. DeRosie wins the battle, goes back to Nightingale. Back to DeRosie. DeRosie winds up, shot, save, and Sloan holds on. He used DeRose as a screen and got the blast off, or Beauvais rather, got the blast off, but another good save by Sloan.
And that was always a case of being in the good position. He was in the right spot. He never saw the puck. It came through traffic and hit him, but he was in the right spot where he should have been. Good positioning by Jason Sloan.
Face off left side. Off the draw. The puck sits in the circle this time. Meacham trying to get a handle on it. He does, gets a shot off. It's gloved by Sloan, and he'll hold on. Don't believe that one was on net, though.
Unofficially, the Raiders outshooting the Sandstoners by 10-5 here with 6 minutes and 10 seconds left in the first period, but the Stoners have the big stat, the only goal of the period.
Meacham will draw again against Kyle Hewlin. Face off left side of Sloan. Raiders like to work the overload to the left of the goalie for some reason. They very, very seldom go on the other side.
That 99 and 9/10% of the time, they run it from that left side.
Meacham wins the draw, back to Benji Nightingale. He flips it around the boards in the corner to Meacham. Meacham goes back to DeRosie at the 45, lets it go back to Nightingale. Nightingale has it knocked away, but DeRosie picks it up. Back to Nightingale, he steps in front, goes to Meacham behind. Meacham trying to center it, has it knocked away, and the puck back to DeRosie at the point. He fakes the shot, goes to Meacham in the corner. Big Meach with the puck now, looking, back to the point. DeRosie, and he didn't see it coming, and it bounces by him out to center ice with about 24 seconds left in the power play. Headman goes to Meacham. He takes it back across, flips it in behind the net for Cameron. Cameron gets hauled down. The puck trickles around the boards, and the Stoners dump it down the ice. 10 seconds left in the power play. Long leaves it, and the puck slid into the corner on a glove pass. Good hustle there by Mike Lamson, but the Raiders have the puck and they move it ahead. Just trickles out to center ice to DeRosie. DeRosie lets it go by and is picked up by Potsdam. Penalties elapsed, so the Raiders come up empty on the power play. Potsdam with their power play goal, they lead it 1-0. Puck dumped back in the Massena zone. John Rochford clears it around the boards to Rosie, ahead to Meacham. Meacham's headman by everybody. That'll be an icing call. He meant to hit Cameron with it, but Cameron got blocked out of the play, and the faceoff will move all the way back inside Massena territory. 4:51 left in period one on the Corky's Collision scoreboard. Stoners lead 1-0.
And that 1-0 goal, Brad Wilson, as we mentioned, Mike Lamson and John Rose picking up the assist at the 7:55, and it was a power play. The Raiders had, up to that point, had only given up 15 power plays to the opposition all year long, allowing them just 14% on the power play. But Stoners defied that.
Off the faceoff, Bubba Girard with a puck in his own end. Now Jeffrey Day picks it up, wraps it around the boards, and picking it up there is Josh Burnap. Burnap lost it for a moment to O'Shea, then looks to tie it up, and O'Shea kind of pries it loose, bangs it ahead out to center ice. Dumped back to the Massena line. Barkley is there to move it ahead. His pass trickled into Jeff Day, just barely got through. Here's Day, gets a shot off, and he gets knocked down. The puck is wide. Barkley pinches in, dumps it in the corner. After it is Day. He throws a check on Close, trying to dig for it behind the net, and the puck squirts free. Around the boards it goes. Barkley waves at it, then gets it to O'Shea. O'Shea trying to bang it ahead to Agostino. Back to the blue line, it comes out, back in again. Delay off sides. Puck dumped down the ice. Not quite though, here's DiAgostino. Flipping it in the corner for Jeffrey Day. Day back to DiAgostino, knocked away. Stoners trying to move it ahead. They move it to the blue line. Girard can't keep it in down the ice. That'll be an icing against Potsdam and move the faceoff back inside Potsdam territory. 3:52 left, first period on the Corky scoreboard, 1-0 Sandstoners.
See that we talked before about how Potsdam's trying to shut off that rink-wide pass, and you'll see 4 or 5 guys standing flat-footed in that neutral zone. What the Raiders want to do then, when Potsdam's overloading, is just dump it deep in and just chase it in there, because they're just figure Massena's coming wide side every time. And when that happens, you get them flat-footed, dump it in deep, and get in on top of it.
Shane Farmer will take the face-off now against Kyle Hewlin. Off the draw, puck sits in the circle, kicked in behind the net. Back after Dares Willard, around the boards, and Potsdam will break out of the zone. Out to center ice. It comes ahead to Hewlin, just across the blue line, poked back out. Here come the Raiders, Slack and Spanky Seacott. Here's Slack cutting across to Seacott in front. Shot, right on, save, rebound! Score! Farmer following up, and the Raiders tie it up on a beautiful three-way passing play. Seacott and Slack will pick up the assist, and the Raiders have tied it.
And Jeffrey Slack make a great play back at his own blue line as he chipped it by the They're not allowing the goal. Everyone is upset. I thought it was in. The light was on, but the official maintaining for whatever reason that it didn't cross the line. What a great scoring opportunity for the Raiders, and the partisan Massena crowd is really up in arms. The light did come on, but I can't comment on it because I couldn't see it. I was blocked by goaltender Jason Sloan, but as you mentioned, a great three-way combination. Slack, Seacott, and Shane Farmer, who looked like he had tied up this hockey game, but the Raiders aren't arguing too vigorously, so evidently the official has a case here.
He went over to talk to Coach Tim Long. So it's still 1-0. Looked like the Raiders had tied it up. The red light came on, and all for naught.
And, well, we'll pick it up later.
Here's Slack trying to get the shot off, knocked away. He can't do it, and the puck trickles out to center ice. Rochford throws a check. The puck bounces free and comes across the blue line. Gilmore, his shot. Save made, rebound, bounces in front, and it's cleared to the slot, high slot, and Raiders control. Here's Rochford. Headman pass knocked away. Bounces to the red line and trickles free to the Potsdam blue line. Slack. Here's Jeffrey Slack. He gets hooked, and there's going to be a penalty on Potsdam as Jeremy Bove came from behind. And you know, that's an interesting penalty because there was a defenseman already in front of Slack. He came and took his legs out from under him. Really wasn't necessary.
No, it wasn't. That's the one you check with. We say check with the legs, not the stick. And number 19, Jeremy Bove. We just sang some praises about that young man a few minutes ago, and I'm sure that when he gets to the bench, Coach Sark is going to have a little talk with him. Jeremy, that's not the type of call we want to take.
A minute and a half for pucking.
Face off just inside. Raiders with a power play. Puck poke checked away, and it trickles back in the Massena zone. Back after it is Bubba Girard, takes it in behind his own net and stops. Waiting for O'Shea. No, he's going to carry it himself. Now he headmans to O'Shea a little bit too far, and it's intercepted. Dumped right back in the Massena zone. Bubba Girard again, that first pass, Coach.
Yeah, first pass. Bubba had the right idea, made a nice move coming out, but the pass is a couple feet too long.
This time he'll try the other side. He hits Barkley, but it gets away from him to the Potsdam line, bang back to the Massena line again. Raiders power play hasn't gotten started yet. Bubba Girard leaves for O'Shea. Here comes O'Shea. He gets checked, circles back the other way, moves it ahead to Day. Day just kind of trickles it into the zone, chasing it down in behind the net. He's knocked off the puck by Ryan War. Bounces free in front. Poke checked away nicely by the goalie, though, and Potsdam dumps it. Back into the Massena zone. Girard is there. About 25 seconds left in the power play. And the puck stolen away in front of the net. But as Bubba, another bad pass, but that time the Potsdam forechecking forward, Ulan didn't realize it. And the Raiders come out. O'Shea. Headman to Bubba. Bubba takes it across into the Potsdam zone. Stick handles, trying to stick handle, has it knocked away. Following up is Cameron out by the blue line. He flips it into the corner. Knocked away by Kelleher. He finds the hole and dumps it down the ice. Penalty as he lapsed. It's right on, and Zach makes the save and holds on with 1:29 left in the first period. Still 1-0 Potsdam.
The only shot registered in that power play was just a second ago. It was a 189-footer by the Potsdam Sandstoners. Raiders unable to mount any offensive thrust, had trouble getting out of their own end. Good job by the Sandstoners, killing off 2 penalties in a row. 1:29 left in the period. Stoners up by 1, 1-0.
Hoos will take the face-off against Meacham in the Massena zone. Off the draw, bouncing puck right in front of the net, picked up by Rochford. He'll rip it around the boards for DeRosie. DeRosie knocked off the puck. It bounces free in the corner. Benji Nightingale. He'll try the other side, Cameron. Cameron skates it ahead and then flips it. And I think we're going to have Potsdam with a high stick. Yeah, that's what it is. Controlling with a high stick, John Rose, as Mike Cameron bounced it high to get it out of the zone. The only way Rose could stop it was by what he did.
And referee Mike St. Louis waiting to see who was going to gain possession. Good call by the official. Didn't blow it immediately. Massena would have gained possession. No whistle.
Off the face-off. Puck at neutral ice. Potsdam gains control, dumps it in the zone. Benji Nightingale after it. Nightingale flips it around the boards for Rochford to Cameron. He tries to bang it ahead. This time he doesn't get it out. He'll turn the other way. Here's Cameron. Headman pass to Meacham. Gets by him. To the Potsdam line. They dump it to an open wing. Comes to the Massena line. Rochford Last minute of play. Ahead to Cameron. He bangs it by 1. Bangs it by 2 to Meacham. Here's Meacham. He's got DeRosie breaking in front, and he just missed it. Great idea. The net gets knocked off and just goes for naught. Another great idea and a good opportunity for Massena, but Meacham, beautiful pass, and DeRosie just couldn't put a stick on it.
Well, I think number 14 for the Stoners, Jamie Hoos, Jeremy's brother, got a stick on it. He came back and dove. A great defensive move by Hoos as DeRosie was going to the net, and Meacham threw it across, and he had, and Jason Sloan never saw the Massena forward coming across. Just a great play by number 14, Jamie Hoos.
Jeffrey Day will take the face-off. We've got O'Shea and DeRosie out there now on the wings. Off the face-off, it comes to DeRosie, to the point. Rushford shot. Save made by Sloan. And around the boards it goes and out to center ice. All the way down the ice, they wave the icing off, and Benji Nightingale has to come after it. Here's Nightingale flipping it in behind the net for Rochford. Rochford on the wing for Massena. They don't quite, they did clear the zone, and offsides will be called.
Stoners content to sit on that 1-goal lead. That's their strategy. Get the early goal and send one man in, hold the wings, shut off the far side, and that's what they've done so far. The Raiders got to take advantage of that middle, come up the middle, or just cross that blue line and get it, as was mentioned, get the puck in deep.
23 seconds left in the first period. 1-0 Potsdam. A power play goal for the Sandstoners. Off the face-off, O'Shea. Timmy O'Shea with 20 seconds left. Here comes O'Shea, building up the head of steam, trying to poke it by in the corner. Jeffrey Day after it. Day shot. O'Shea gets hauled down, and apparently O'Shea is going to pick up the penalty with 10 seconds left for interference.
An interference call on, no, it's on John Rock. No, Rocheford's complaining.
Come on, boy.
Oh boy.
O'Shea got knocked down, did he not?
Yeah, he knocked the Potsdam player down. Actually, when he tried to go through, he had the puck, and the Potsdam defenseman was a weak side defenseman, didn't touch the puck, but as he tried to check O'Shea, O'Shea just kind of went into him and knocked him down. And Mike St. Louis calling Timmy O'Shea a minute and a half for interference.
Potsdam with the puck on the power play. Here's a shot from center ice. It bounces wide in the corner. 2 seconds, and that'll take care of the period right there. So the Sandstoners win the first period, and they lead the Massena Red Raiders on a score of 1-0. Our broadcast tonight on WMSA brought to you by a lot of nice folks, and we'll thank some of them right now. Matrix Computers, Computerland, now located in the Hardhaven Shopping Center in Massena. Also W.L. Smith's True Value Hardware, East Orba Street in Massena. Slavin's Furniture, corner of Main and Water Streets in downtown Massena. Also Sullivan's Office Supply, located at 219 Center Street, Massena. Reynolds Metals, St. Lawrence Reduction Plant. Working together, their quality shines through. By Massena Savings and Loan, 121 Main Street, Massena. Pembroke Transport and M&W Mini Storage, Route 37 in Massena. And Ray Hurlbut, Tent Rental. Give Ray a call at 764-0376 to reserve a tent for your summer activities. Among the sponsors making our broadcast possible. And again, 1-0 Potsdam lead after 1 period of play.
And that only goal at the 7:55 mark, it was a power play for the Stoners. Brad Wilson picking it up, John Rose and Mike Lamson picking up the assist. Lamson got it back to the point, and John Rose took the shot from about 55 feet out. Zach Long made the save, gave up the rebound, and it was a one-on-one situation. A Potsdam forward, which was Wilson and the Raider defender, and Wilson won the battle, was able to shrug off the defender and knock home that rebound on the short side. That's the only goal of the period, coming at the 7:55 mark.
Potsdam, or I should say Massena, out shooting Potsdam in the period, 12-4. So the Raiders had their opportunities, but so far Jason Sloan has been equal to the task. Each team with 2 penalties. It was Massena at 6:41's Anthony D'Agostino picking up a tripping call. He was in the box when Potsdam scored their power play goal. Then it was Kelleher for hooking at the 8:15 mark. Nothing there for Massena. Then Jeremy Bove picked up a tripping at the 11:57 mark. The Raiders didn't even get a shot on net in that power play. And then at the 14:50 mark, Tim O'Shea picked up an interference, and he has 1:20 to serve on the penalty when we start period number 2. So through 1 period of play, Potsdam leading Massena on a Brad Wilson goal. The score 1-0 for Potsdam. Broadcast also brought to you this evening by Borden's. That's for sure.
Bobby definitely gets a 9.5.
Yeah, we'll give him a good mark, just like John Wood over at Seton the other night. He did a great job too.
And the Knights suffering back-to-back losses.
Yep.
Friday night to Massena, and they travel to Potsdam on Saturday, and ended up on the short end of a 5-3 score to the Sandstoners.
That's right. So it was a couple of losses for the Knights. So the Raiders had a pretty good game down at Plattsburgh. They got behind in that one too and came back. We'll see if they can do that here this evening. Here come the Raiders back out on the ice, led by goaltender Zach Long. And we'll see the Potsdam Sandstoners, I'm sure, in just a few moments. I see Coach Joe Stark out there in the lobby area. And there's Mad Dog DeRushy, too, Massena, or I should say Potsdam's assistant coach, Mad Dog from Massena.
And Mad Dog's real name is Mark.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm sure everybody who knows him, though, knows who I was talking about.
Well, I'm sure those who do know him, but I mean, there are probably a few that don't know him that want to know his first name.
Mark DeRushy was a stalwart on the Massena high school hockey teams during his career. Put a lot of pucks in the net.
Yes, he did. I'd like to know somewhere down the line, find out where that nickname came from. I don't know the origin of that, and if you do, I don't want you to tell me, especially on the air.
Okay, I won't.
That's because you don't know.
You're right, I don't know. I think it had something to do with his playing style, though, anyway. So we've got 2 periods at least of high school hockey to go here. The Potsdam Sandstoners with a 1-goal advantage. And they will come out on the power play to start the second period. The Raiders' Tim O'Shea picking up an interference call. He's got 1:20 to serve in that penalty.
And you mentioned Mark DeRushy, assistant coach for the Stoners, with his madly dressed. He's got his tie on, and looking over in the Raider bench, assistant coach Ed Latham with a shirt and tie and sporting a goatee. If you've noticed the past several games, I wonder how long that's going to last.
Well, we'll see.
Ed pacing the bench, Coach Tim Long.
Stoic as usual.
As usual, right
Yep.
there, and Ed's doing the worrying, at least he's doing the pacing. Coach Joe Stark and Coach Tim Long are conversing now before the start of the period. Both teams, well, the Stoners have broken their huddle around Jason Sloan. The Raiders still gathered around Zach Long, and the Raiders will be defending the goal to our right this period, the west end, and the Stoners with their traveling blue, orange, and white uniforms defending the goal to our left.
John Yannickas out there on the power play to start it off. It's going to be Josh Close on one wing, and on the other wing, Jeremy Bove steps up. Kelleher playing back along with Kyle Hewlin. Off the face-off, Cameron gets the puck and slides it down the ice. Cameron out there along with Meacham, Rochford, and Nightingale. Here comes Potsdam out of their own end, poked away by Cameron. Right back and to the Massena line. Across the blue line, here comes Potsdam. It's Bove in on the right wing side. Bove steps by the check, takes in front his shot, and the save made. Man in the crease, though. And that'll move the puck outside the zone, so had it gone in, it would not have counted anyway.
And we mentioned Jeremy Bove, who is a forward, but moved back to defense when the Stoners were shy some people. But on this power play, Coach Joe Stark moves him up to his more familiar position on that right side.
Jeremy's dad and I went to high school together, Robbie Bove. I saw him before the game. I said, "Are you old enough to have a kid that age?" He says, "Are you?" I guess we both do. Puck in the Massena zone. Stoners control, and in the corner it goes. Yannickas back to the point with it. Kept in the zone nicely. It comes to Bove. There's Bove into the circle. Has it knocked off his stick. Raiders pick it up. Try to clear the zone, but it's kept in. As Cameron tried to make the pass, here's Potsdam. They got a man in front. The shot and the save made by Long. And I think the Stoners, if they had that chance again, they would have passed because they had 3 men in front, nobody from Massena. But he elected to shoot, and Zach made the save. Here's Rochford, flipping it around the boards in the corner. Kelleher steps in front of the pass, trying to bang it back in the corner. Comes back to the blue line. Here's the shot knocked down. Bounces in behind the net. Rochford steps in front of the net. Now it comes in behind. The Raiders have gotten a man back. Potsdam, though, controlling in the Massena zone. Rochford cranks it around the boards. It bounces to the blue line and out to center ice. O'Shea trying to bang it by. He does. Trying to go to Cameron. Cameron takes it across the blue line. Michael Cameron knocked away. Comes back to Meacham. Meacham goes to O'Shea. Goes off his skate in the corner to Kelleher. He rips it around the boards, and it's Barkley pinching in. Here's Barkley. Adam centers it right across the goal mouth. Bounces in front. They bang at it. Goes just wide in behind the net. And the Stoners pick it up and wrap it around the boards, and down the ice it goes. It'll be an icing against Potsdam as it crosses the red line.
Jeff Day, as he was hog-tied by the Sandstoner defenseman, just slid it wide of a wide-open net down at just to the left of Jason Sloan. Just prior to that, on that power play, Raiders just missed a golden opportunity. Potsdam was 5 guys up. Michael Cameron had the puck. Big number 22, Eric Meacham, heading for open ice. Michael couldn't get the puck to him. A little tip pass, and Meacham was home all alone from the blue line.
Day will take the face-off back in the Potsdam zone on the icing. He'll face it off against, well, they're going to toss him out, Wilson. And stepping in will be Mike Lamson. Off the draw. The puck comes to O'Shea. O'Shea drops it back to Barkley. He winds. His shot right on. Rebound. Just wide by Day. Great opportunity. Bouncing puck comes in behind the net. Raiders with opportunities. Side of the net. Comes to the blue line. Barkley can't keep it in. Has to come back after it. He goes to Bubba Girard. Girard bounce pass to DiAgostino. He flips it in the Potsdam zone. Picked up there by Willard. Takes it in behind his net. Excuse me, that's Wilson, not Willard. His puck stolen. Here's O'Shea stepping behind the net. Looks to center it. Goes off a body, and the Stoners move it ahead. Here comes Potsdam out to center ice. Down into the Massena zone it goes. And it's picked up there by Girard. Looking for O'Shea on the wing. O'Shea busting out of the zone. Here comes Timmy from the red line. He slides it. And he wants a change as the Raiders make a line change. Back after it, Ryan War. War flips it around the boards. Rochford pinches in. Drops it to the point. Meacham. Meacham dumps it in behind. And around the boards it goes to DeRosie. DeRosie takes it at the 45. Goes to Meacham. Meacham drops it in the corner for Cameron. Cameron trying to flip it, but it's intercepted by Ryan War. War and Meacham go together behind the net. War stays with it. Meacham throws a check. The puck squirts free to DeRosie. Here's DeRosie in front. Cameron, he deflects it right on. The save made. Here's DeRosie. Back to the blue line. Benji Nightingale flips it in the corner. Goes to Cameron. Cameron dealing behind the net. Gets tied up but stays with it. Here's Cameron trying to center. It's knocked away. And the puck along the boards to the blue line. And it trickles out to center ice. Here comes Potsdam's Josh Burnap. He gets a shot and it goes wide. Puck along the boards. And into the corner it goes, picked up there by DeRosie. Steps by the check, out to center ice. Here's DeRosie, gets knocked down, and the puck picked up by the Stoners. They dump it right back in. Stopped by Zach. He leaves it for John Rochford. Rochford does a dipsy doodle in the corner, starts out left side, goes on the wing. Ahead it goes to Cameron. Cameron to Meacham. Meacham for DeRosie, a little bit too far, intercepted by Bove. Back out to neutral ice. Nightingale back to Meacham. He slides it in the Potsdam zone. In behind the net, picked up by Kelleher. Kelleher rips it around the boards to Yannikis. Yannikis out to center ice, intercepted by Wonky. Now the puck intercepted again by Kelleher. Kerwin trying to put some wood on the puck. It's dumped back inside Massena territory. Drew Wonky back after it. He gathers it in as Potsdam makes a line change. Wonky's head man doesn't get out of the zone. And that was Wilson keeping it in. Now Wonky has to come back after it. Rips it around the boards for Kerwin. Kerwin ahead to Ward. His backhander doesn't get out. Here's a shot knocked down, but Massena will clear. Here comes Joey Ward. Ward breaks in on the right side. Dumps it in the corner, tries to. Bouncing puck back out to center ice. Going to be a 2-on-1 for Potsdam. Breaking in is Wilson. Wilson's got Lamson. Shoot! Save made by Long as he elected to shoot as the puck bounces out to center ice. Back the other way. Potsdam controls. Bove, head man. It goes to Wilson. Wilson has it knocked away. It slides free, and it's picked up there by Kellogg, and he slides it in the Potsdam zone. After it is Bove. Raiders make a line change. Bove skates out of his own end to center ice. It's Benji Nightingale flipping it right back in the Potsdam zone in the corner. Kelleher and O'Shea. O'Shea gets there first. Here's O'Shea with it. Kicks it ahead to Day. Day rips it around behind the net. John Rochford pinching in, centering pass. Nobody home, and the Stoners clear it out to center ice. Benji Nightingale dumps it right back across the blue line. Dump back out and down the ice. Icing will be called against Potsdam with 9:25 left in the second period. And on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard, it remains Potsdam 1, Massena no score.
Great opportunity for Potsdam. Brad Wilson and Mike Lamson broke in on a 2-on-1. Raider defenseman gambled and lost up at the blue line. Actually, it was a 3-on-1. They had a trailer, and Wilson elected to shoot. He used Lamson as a decoy, but Zach Long came up with a big save.
Close will face off. Raiders win the draw to the blue line. Nightingale shot knocked down. Goes into the corner. I think Close is the one that got a piece of it. He's got the puck. Day knocks him off the puck. It goes to DiAgostino in front. The save. The shot on by O'Shea, and the save made by Sloan. And back out to center ice it comes. Into the Massena zone. Here's a chance in front. Fired just wide. The rebound cleared into the corner. You know who that was? That was Ben Reed, who had a goal for Potsdam last time around. Not that time, though, as he fired it wide. Rochford with it. Starts out for Massena. Rochford stops at the red line, skates by the check, and dumps it deep in Potsdam territory. Back after it, the Potsdam defense, John Rose, rips it around the boards. Here come the Sandstoners. John Ionikis winds up. His shot is blocked and then bounces by in the corner. I don't think Zach saw that one. Puck in behind. Comes to Bubba Gerard on the wing out to center ice. Meacham has it knocked away. Now it's back into the Massena zone. Adam Barkley. He'll slide it over to Bubba Gerard. Bubba picks it up, flips it ahead for Meacham. He lets it go, and it trickles back in Potsdam territory where Kelleher picks it up. Kelleher in behind the net, flipping it over on the other side for Kyle Hewlin. Hewlin flipping it in the corner to Kelleher. Bangs it, just cleared the zone. Raiders have to wait, and Potsdam will pick up the puck. That's Gilmore. Gilmore to the Massena line. Bouncing puck picked up by Bubba Gerard. He'll turn it back the other way. Feeds DeRosie and missed him. They wave off the icing, though, and the puck goes in behind the net. DeRosie tried to come up with it. Cameron does. Cameron in behind, knocked off his stick. Kyle Hewlin rips it around Barkley, pinches in, knocks it to Meacham. His drive, he fired it wide. There's going to be a penalty on Potsdam. Raiders control the puck. Potsdam touches it, and the whistle will blow. It's going to be an interference call on the Potsdam Sandstoners on John Rose.
He upended number 23, Eric DeRosie, out in the slot area. In fact, way out in the slot area, probably 45 feet out. And John Rose is going to the penalty box for a minute and a half. And the Raiders here with 7:36 to play in the second period, trailing by 1, have an opportunity to get even.
Looking for a power play goal here. Raiders' last power play was not too powerful.
No, they didn't. The only shot on goal was by Potsdam.
Face-off, Day, off the draw. Nightingale tips it through, but it's intercepted, dumped down the ice. There's going to be a foot race for it. Zach comes out of the net to play it. He'll rip it around the boards, and around the horn it goes to the blue line, kept in by the Stoners. They dump it in behind. Nightingale is there. He'll leave it for O'Shea. Timmy O'Shea flips it ahead for John Rochford. Rochford to Nightingale. Here's Nightingale to O'Shea. Timmy takes it across. Here's O'Shea. He's got DiAgostino. O'Shea busts in. Centering pass in front, and it's cleared by the Stoners, Mike Lamson, and down the ice it goes. Good idea, but the pass wasn't quite on. Back the other way, John Rochford. Headman to Day. He just tips it in the Potsdam zone. Sloan directs it in behind the net, then tips it into the corner. Day is there for Massena, though. Here's Jeffrey Day. Centering pass knocked down by the defense, Joe Willard. And I think we got another penalty on Potsdam. The Raiders will have an opportunity here, a two-man advantage. As soon as the Stoners touch it, they do. And they're going to have 34 seconds of two-man advantage.
Number 19 for the Stoners, Jeremy Bove upended Jeff Day right near the dot to the left of Jason Sloan. As you mentioned, 34 seconds with a two-man advantage. Raiders not looking as sharp as we have seen them on their power play before.
Well, is this, we've reached a crucial point in the hockey game. Can we say that?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not
Okay.
yet. No, it's still plenty of time.
But you got a two-man advantage. You want to take advantage of it.
If they don't, it'll be a big boost to the Stoners.
Off the face-off, the puck dumped down the ice. I think actually Massena did that. And Barkley comes back after it. Here's Barkley skating out. Headman to Meacham. Meacham takes it and dumps it. Around in behind. Sloan stops it, leaves it for Kelleher. Flips it ahead and out to center ice. Takes a funny bounce. Bubba Gerard, 10 seconds left in the two-man advantage. Gerard flips it over to Barkley. Barkley dumps it. I don't know why you're dumping it when you got a two-man advantage. And it's Kelleher in behind. He's knocked down by Meacham. Potsdam crowd roaring for a penalty. They get a man back. Here's Cameron with a puck, looking to wrap it in front. The shot, and a save made by Sloan. And here comes Potsdam breaking out as they got a man back. Here's a shot from center ice. Zach makes the save. It goes up into the wall, and we'll have a face-off in the Massena zone. So 2 times, Massena dumped the puck in with a 2-man advantage.
And that's a cardinal sin. You do not want to dump that puck in. And again, that time, big number 9 for the Raiders, Michael Cameron, working from behind the net, worked his way out front because no one was around him, but he wasn't thinking about shooting. He could have walked right out in front and had himself a left or right shot, be elected, looked for something to pass to, and the pass never got through. But the Raiders not looking sharp. The initial passing coming out of their own end, not looking sharp at all on that first pass.
On the face-off, right on, it trickles right on Zach, and he makes the save, and we'll face it off again in the Massena zone. Face-off right side.
They look a little tentative, Jerry, and that's because they haven't been successful in that power play, and the longer they go, the tighter they get on it.
Off the draw, Timmy O'Shea with a puck in his own end. He'll start out left side of Zach and move it ahead. Gets by one check. Here's O'Shea with 30 seconds left, right down the middle. O'Shea lost his edge, goes to D'Agostino, bounces in front. Day can't put a stick on it, and it's covered up by goaltender Sloan.
Jeffrey Day has got to be alert around that net. That stick has to be down on the ice, and that puck can come in that slot at any moment. And Jeffrey was probably the most surprised guy in the rink when it came through the slot. He didn't have his stick down, surprised him.
Now we're going to have penalties on the play, as Kelleher will go off for Potsdam and O'Shea for Massena.
In that little scrum down in front of Jason Sloan, things were said or done or whatever, but each of them are going to pick up a penalty. 5:32 left in the period, 22 seconds left on the Massena power play.
Potsdam leading 1-0 with 5:32 remaining in the second period on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard.
Oh, there's our second time we've seen it this year. He's not going to allow the Stoners to change. We'd only seen that one other time this year, and that was the Greece game.
Yeah, Joe Stark is not too happy about that call either.
Not too happy maintaining that the Stoners have already made their change.
Meacham to take the face-off, wins the draw to Benji Nightingale. Nightingale flips it in the corner, goes to Meacham. Meacham goes to the 45, DeRosie. Back to Benji at the point. Winds up his shot through traffic, save made. Sloan kicks it aside. DeRosie, poke checked away, but Benji keeps it in. Goes to DeRosie with it. DeRosie into Meacham. Meacham in behind the net. Steps into the corner. Penalties elapse. We're back to 5-on-5. To the point. Benji Nightingale goes to DeRosie at the 45. Winds up. His shot deflected. Comes back to John Rochford. Rochford can't get the shot off. Has to flip it in behind the net. Cameron battling for it. Now Meacham tries a short side wrap around. Hits the side of the net with it. Stoners are going to clear. It doesn't get out. Here's Rochford in front. Shot save. Rebound. They bang at it. Where is it? Goes into the corner. And it's still in the zone. Massena putting pressure on, comes to Nightingale. He's got room, winds up the shot, save, rebound, they bang at it. Right in front, John Rochford shot. It's under Sloan. He has no idea where it is. The whistle blows, and it's not in the net.
Jason Sloan, I'll tell you, he's playing the game of his life, if not certainly the game of the year. The Raiders all over Potsdam right now. John Rochford probably had 3 golden scoring opportunities and just cannot beat the last line of defense, and that's Jason Sloan. And somehow he's keeping it out there, and he's getting some help from his friends, because if you're coming in that slot area, those guys in blue and white are making you pay the price. And that puck just sat right there in that last sequence. I could see it, you could see it underneath Sloan, and the official could see it. He wasn't blowing the whistle. Finally, when Jason Sloan sat down on his backside, he blew the whistle. But John Rochford had 2 or 3 golden opportunities.
Shane Farmer out to take the face-off for Massena. He'll face it off against Kyle Ulan. Now they toss Ulan out of the circle, and Yannickas will take it. Off the face-off, puck sits in the slot again. Nobody can put a stick on it, and the Stoners move it out. Here comes Yannickas into the Massena zone. Bubba Girard intercepts, bangs it ahead. Doesn't clear the zone, though. It's knocked back in the corner. Drew Wonky with it. He'll wrap it around on the other side, not far enough. Stepping in front is Yannickas. Yannickas knocks it back to the blue line. Here's the drive from the point, and it's gloved, and Zach kind of dropped it in the corner. Bouncing ahead and out Down the ice it goes. Trickles into the Potsdam zone, picked up by Bove. He flips it ahead and out to center ice. Here comes Potsdam back the other way. Bad pass. Drew Wonke bangs it ahead, not out of the zone. Knocked down in front. And Bubba Girard steps out. He's got a man breaking in Slack. Jeffrey Slack busting in. He takes it right in front of the shot. Hit the goal post. And the puck goes in the corner. Bubba Girard deep, trying to center to Slack. Slack hits the side of the net, and Sloan jumps out and covers it up.
Heard us say many times, when you're the last man back or you're under pressure in your own end, you don't have to be cute clearing the zone. If you have to take an icing, take an icing. And that last sequence down at the Massena end, the Massena defenseman had an opportunity to clear the zone, and he got some forechecking by the Potsdam forward. Instead of ringing it hard off the boards, he just feathered it out there. Potsdam was able to keep it in, and a sequence that almost resulted in a 2-0 lead for the Stoners.
Jeffrey Day out there now to take the face-off. Off the draw, puck sits. It goes to Benji, pinching in. Nightingale in the circle, short side shot. Save made by Sloan. Nightingale picks it up and drops it to Jeffrey Day. Day in the corner, flips it in behind the net. Rochford, there's going to be a penalty on Potsdam in front of the net, and the whistle blows. And there's going to be a holding call in front of the net. And I don't know why they blew the whistle, because Rochford had control of the puck, and that's what he's arguing about.
And that was just hard work by Anthony D'Agostino. He drew that penalty on number 5, John Rose, who towers above him head and shoulders. But Anthony D'Agostino kept working and working and moving in that slot area, and Rose was just being tied up into a knot. And he finally just had enough of it, and he dumped D'Agostino, and referee Mike St. Louis right there to make the call. And the Raiders on the power play again. Let's see, we'll take a look. That's the Stoners have taken 1, 2, 3, 4 to the last 5 penalties.
Jeffrey Day out there with Timmy O'Shea and Anthony D'Agostino. Off the faceoff, D'Agostino back to the point. Rochford steps by the check, takes it in the corner, trying to shovel it in the corner. Goes to D'Agostino behind the net for Day. Day goes to O'Shea. O'Shea to Day. Day steps in front, can't get the handle on it. Goes back to the point. Nightingale shot blocked. Can he keep it in the zone? He does. He flips it to Rochford. Rochford picks it up, winds up his shot right across the goal mouth. Jeffrey, you got to keep your stick on the ice. If he had his stick on the ice, it would have been a goal. Here's Benji Nightingale with it, in behind his net, steps by the check. 50 seconds left in the power play. Leaves for O'Shea. O'Shea back to Nightingale. Nightingale ahead to Rochford. Rochford takes it out of the zone. From the red line, dumps it in. Potsdam territory, goes in behind the net. Kelleher. Kelleher flips around the boards, comes back to the blue line. Nightingale. Nightingale goes in the corner to Day. Day to O'Shea. O'Shea had it bounce away from him, and in behind it goes. And Potsdam clears to the blue line and out to center ice. It's going to be a foot race for it. Getting to it first is Lamson. Lamson does the shift, gets a shot on. Well, it wasn't on, but it was a shot, and it goes wide, and O'Shea picks up the puck. O'Shea out to center ice, can't control it. Dumped to the Potsdam line. We're going to have a whistle, I think. The puck went up into the bench, and that's why the whistle. The puck was still playable, but I think it went to somebody in the bench.
I'm sure one of...
Are they going to make a call for too many men on the ice? Uh-oh. Potsdam, this is a total bad luck penalty. They were right in the middle of a line change, and the puck came right to their bench. And it'll be a too many men on the ice call against Potsdam.
Wherever number 14 goes in white, there's sure to be a shirt in blue and white around him. I think one factor of their game plan is just shut down Timmy O'Shea, whether it's on the power play or on a regular shift. They're just shadowing him and doing a very effective job. Just can't seem to shake that check.
So another penalty on Potsdam, a bench minor for too many men on the ice, and the Raiders with two-man advantage again for 17 seconds.
I think that's the third time they've had a two-man advantage.
No, it's second time.
Second time, excuse me.
Off the face-off. This is going to be very short-lived, though. They don't have a lot of time. Meacham with it. Barkley. Back to Meacham. Meacham is going to carry it in. That's what you want to do. Meacham takes it in the corner. Takes it behind the net, around the horn. Goes to DeRosie. Back to the blue line. Potsdam's got a man back. DeRosie to Meacham. Steps in front, shot, score, Cameron! Cameron, nice pass play, three-way pass play. The Raiders finally get a goal on the power play and have tied the game at 1.
Well, you can only dodge the bullet for so long, and the Sandstoners had been ducking and diving and dodging them on those power plays, but one too many, and Michael Cameron made it pay. Parked just off the crease, off to the right of Jason Sloan, and the Raiders got it down deep to the left side below the goal line. He stepped out and slid it right across. As Sloan focused on the guy on the left, he slid it right across the crease to Michael Cameron, and he banged it in the open side.
Off the face-off, here comes Barkley, flipping it in the zone. We have a tie hockey game. Meacham throws a check. The puck bounces free. Stoners bang it on the glass and out to center ice. They're going to have a 2-on-1 here. Here comes Potsdam, and they just overskated. Get a shot anyway. Shot. Save made. Rebound. Out of the net. Somehow that stayed out. I don't know how. Zach Long got the puck underneath him, and who's that guy in the bottom of the pile? He made a great save.
That's Adam Barkley. He's the guy who made the save. He knocked it back to Zach Long. Adam Barkley, he's a little slow getting up, but Zach Long made the initial save. The Stoners broke down on a 2-on-1. Shot with the pass came across, shot taken, Zach made the big save, but the rebound was just tantalizing, sitting in the crease, and looked like a Potsdam Sandstoner could just knock it into the empty net. He fanned on it, hit it wide, and Adam Barkley came across and prevented him from getting another shot at it as he tucked it back to Zach Long.
Day will take the face-off off the draw. Massena controls, it's O'Shea. Here comes O'Shea with DiAgostino. O'Shea winds up his shot. Sloan, rebound, score! DiAgostino! And the Raiders have taken a 2-1 lead.
Anthony DiAgostino filling in for Justin Walsh on that O'Shea line is paying dividends here tonight. Timmy O'Shea coming down that left side, and he just handcuffed Jason Sloan with a rocket. Sloan made the save and gave up a big rebound. Anthony DiAgostino went to the net, shrugged off the check, and put it in the open side.
Here comes Massena. O'Shea again. Poke check away. Bouncing around at center ice. Oh, John Rochford, big check there. Puck trickles into the Massena zone. Benji Nightingale. Puck bouncing around. DiAgostino gets tied up, looks to tie up the puck. The puck's still underneath him, right along the boards. They bang at it, finally comes to Potsdam, knocked away by O'Shea. They flip it ahead, comes out to center ice. Here's O'Shea, knocked away. Following DiAgostino to Day. Day trying to poke it to O'Shea. DiAgostino follows. Ooh, they're going to call the offsides. I don't think that ever came out of the zone, though. Faceoff will move outside with 43 seconds remaining in period number 2. The Raiders have taken the lead here on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard, 2-1.
29 seconds apart. Michael Cameron picking up the first one on a power play with Meacham and DeRosie on the assist.
Off the face-off.
And then Anthony DiAgostino from Timmy O'Shea.
Raiders dump it, and I think it went up into the glass inside the Massena bench. So the face-off will come out to center ice as Wonky tried to dump it in the zone. 34 seconds remaining in the second period, and the Raiders lead 2-1 now over the Sandstoners.
How often do you see where one club has a great opportunity, don't capitalize, and the other team comes right back and dents the twine? That's what happened there for the Raiders.
Here comes Massena's DeRosie breaking in right side, winds up, shot up over the glass. Bounces in the corner now, in behind, bouncing free, trickles to Beauvais for Potsdam. He steps by the check, moves it ahead. Potsdam back the other way, into the Massena zone, shot from center ice. Zach makes the save. What do they call, what's the whistle? They're going to call a face-off in the Massena zone. I have no idea why they blew the whistle.
Those two goals, Michael Cameron's 5th coming at the 13-12 mark, and Anthony DiAgostino's 2nd of the year at the 13-41. 29 seconds apart, and the Raiders have taken the lead.
I know why. They apparently when Zach made the save, he knocked the net off. So as a result, the face-off will move back inside Massena territory. 11 seconds left in the second period. Jeffrey Day with an important face-off against Kyle Hewlin off the draw. Day wins it in behind the Rochford. He gets tied up by Beauvais. Now Day comes to help out, flips it to DeRosie. He just kind of wastes a little time. 1 second as the...
And the Raiders had just been coming close. The Sandstoners playing kitty bar the door, protecting that 1-goal lead, but they ran into that rash of penalties, and boy, that'll do you in every time. And First game that they played, Potsdam had some penalties in that first period. The Raiders made them pay dearly. First 3 penalties, power play, power play, power play. They came down to Massena and were able to stay out of that penalty box and went back to Potsdam with a 2-1 victory. So, but they did run into those penalties in that second period, taking 5 of the 6 penalties. And the only time that the Massena got a penalty was a matching minor with Potsdam and Massena off, so the Raiders had 4 power plays in that period.
And were able to convert once. They had 1 power play in the first, I believe, and or actually, did they have 2?
There's 1 right there, yeah. And yeah, they had 2.
So they're 1 for 6 on the power play, which isn't too good, but nonetheless, what it does is it gets you tired from killing penalties, and when you think about it, it probably in the end resulted in Massena getting back in the game.
And who would have expected anything else? These 2 clubs hook up.
Yeah, that's right.
2-1 going in. You can just feel the tension building in here, and we have a nice crowd, probably the biggest crowd of the year at the Massena Arena for a Raider hockey game, and they are being entertained royally, so to speak. Stoners had 1-0 at the end of the first period. Brad Wilson getting the only goal at the 7:55, and the Raiders, as we mentioned, countering with 2 here, 2 within 29 seconds. Mike Cameron and Anthony D'Agostino. And so we're all down to the final 15 minutes. Could be overtime, who knows, but it's got a lot of excitement, a little bit of everything into it, and this good crowd, big crowd here at the Massena Arena, enjoying every minute of it.
Oh, absolutely. Good hockey game here. And, of course, the winner goes on, and the losers finished for the year. The losers, they play midgets.
The losers don't get a chance to go to the big dance in Utica.
That's right.
And that's, these youngsters, that's a dream of all of them when they lace those skates on and play high school hockey, is to be able to participate in a state championship, and for those fortunate few to be able to come home with a state championship.
And we've seen a couple of Massena teams do that in the last few years.
Yes, we have, and they've got, they got to win this one to keep that dream alive for this year. As you mentioned, the loser goes home, and of course the Stoners know that also. And Coach Joe Stark's got his troops rallied around him, and you can expect nothing but 15 minutes of hard work from his club in this period. Likewise for the Raiders.
Okay, Jeffrey Day out there with Anthony D'Agostino and Tim O'Shea. And it'll be Brad Wilson starting out with Hoos and Lamson for the Sandstoners. Off the draw, face-off control, Potsdam. Here's Bove with it. He's going to carry it in the zone. Trying to step by Benji Nightingale. Nightingale kind of threw it out in front, picked up there by Lamson. Lamson takes it in the corner, dipsy doodling. Nightingale takes him out of the play, and the puck cleared around the boards. Potsdam, though, keeping it in. O'Shea sweeps it away to the blue line. Here's a shot, knocked down in front. The shot right on. Say bounces, they wave at it. Nobody could touch it on the bouncing puck, and the Raiders clear. And Anthony almost had a chance to break away. Now the puck bounces in the Massena zone, back out to center ice, back in. Delay offsides as O'Shea picks it up. O'Shea has it thrown away. Here's a chance in front for Potsdam, and a big save by Long as he came out of the net. And Massena just slips it down as O'Shea gave the puck up in his own end. Zach Long makes a big save, a huge save on Yannickas, and he just came out of the net, and I think he surprised John.
Outstanding save by Zach Long, save of the game right there as far as the Raiders. Timmy O'Shea gave it away to John Yannickas, walked right in, and he was going to put the deke on. He went to the backhand, he's going to come back to the forehand, and Zach got the left leg out there and just stymied him.
Meacham out there to take the faceoff, wins the draw. Around the horn it goes, and out to center ice it comes off the stick of Eric DeRosie. Dumped back in the Massena zone. Raiders will move it out. Gerard to the red line. Puck squirts away as he ran into some traffic, and DeRosie flips it in the Potsdam zone. Kelleher bangs it ahead, not out of the zone. Meacham keeps it in to Cameron. Here's Cameron dipsy doodling in behind the net. Michael Cameron with it, slides it around the horn, knocked away. DeRosie couldn't hold on. Now it comes back to DeRosie, flips to Cameron. Cameron into the circle, takes it in behind. Here's Cameron, back out to DeRosie, his shot, just across the goal mouth. Meacham got to keep the stick down. Bouncing puck, Cameron goes to Bubba Gerard. Gerard, headman, intercepted. Back in the Massena zone it goes. Bouncing puck, Gerard again, trying to flip it ahead and out to center ice. Kelleher dumps to an open wing. Delay offsides on Potsdam. but Drew Wonky picks it up. Potsdam clears. Massena controls out to center ice. Kelleher right there to knock it back to the Massena line. Gerard flips it ahead to the Potsdam line, and it goes by everybody back inside Potsdam territory. Jeremy Bove after it. Bove, Slack in there, forechecking. Slack and Farmer and Seacott. Comes to Nightingale, he can't keep it in the zone. Back out it goes to center ice. Trickles back in the Potsdam zone. Back out to center ice. And here comes Bove. Bove takes it in the Massena zone. John Rochford is there, has it knocked away. Goes in front, they got a man, and Zach got a piece of it. Around the horn it goes. Slack doesn't clear. Bouncing puck. Here's Potsdam, knocked away though, and out to center ice, back across. We got delay off sides, but Massena will clear. Now they trip the puck. It goes just inside, and racing for it is Seacott. He gets a piece of it to Slack, who flips it in behind the net. Bove is there for Potsdam. Rounds the horn with it, and it's stumped out to center ice. Trickles into the Massena zone, will not go far enough for icing. The ice real slow here with this warm weather. Raiders cleared around the board. Slack, he gets railed. Puck bounces free, stays with it though. Here's Slack sliding it ahead a little bit too far for Seacott. Potsdam controls at their own blue line. Flips into the Massena zone. John Rochford bangs it ahead. Right back the other way into Potsdam territory. Back after it there is Ryan War. Goes to Kelleher. Kelleher starts back the other way. Dumps it in the Massena zone. Goes in behind the net. Long stops it. Leaves it side of the net. And coming up with it is Barkley. Around the horn to DiAgostino. He loses it. Bounces over into the corner other side. Stoner's trying to come up with it in behind the net. That's Brad Wilson. He stays with it. Here's Wilson back to the blue line. Here's the drive, faking the shot. Goes to Kelleher. His shot knocked down in front. He gets it back again. We have a whistle. And is there going to be a penalty on Potsdam?
Going to be an interference call on the...
Potsdam had the puck.
Potsdam had the puck, but he's going to call Anthony DiAgostino. Massena had touched it prior to that.
Okay, that's why.
Raiders running around in their own end, and fortunately for them, they could... they'll take a whistle, a penalty right there just to get a whistle, because the Sandstoners were buzzing around. They've had some glorious opportunity just before Yannickus. Zach Long made that great save. Brad Wilson just fanned on a rebound shot from the point, and Wilson went in and just fanned on it, and he had a wide open net. And Stoners putting on all kinds of pressure.
Face off in the Massena zone. Off the draw to the blue line. Potsdam controlling on the power play. Here's the drive from the point. Save made. It hits the side of the net and bounces in behind. Zach getting back in there. Potsdam controlling though. Bove takes it to the 45. Drops it in behind. He gets the return pass. Can't get a real good shot off. It sits in front. And finally it's cleared to the blue line. Bouncing around at the blue line. Raiders move it out. O'Shea can't quite come up with it. It's Hewlin dumping it ahead into the zone. Nice move by Bove. Takes it into the corner. O'Shea knocks it away from him. Here's O'Shea with it. Trying to flip it around the boards, goes off a leg into the corner. 50 seconds left in the power play. Bounces to the blue line, kept in nicely. Barkley trying to poke it by. Kelleher, Barkley throws a check. Puck comes to O'Shea, dumps it out to center ice. There's going to be a foot race for it. Day racing, he can't quite catch up with it. Getting back is Hoos, and he flips it around the boards. And here comes Potsdam. To the Massena line, they dump it in the zone. In behind the net, Benji Nightingale. He'll take it in behind, looking to waste a little time. Ties it up, it's kicked free, and it comes into the corner. Raiders making some penalty killing changes. Puck still bouncing along in the corner. They look to tie it up. Still free apparently, and it's going to come to Kelleher, swept away to Meacham. Here comes Meacham down the ice. Meacham with DeRosie. Meacham winds up. His shot is blocked. Goes up into the glass, in behind the net. DeRosie looks to center. Here's DeRosie. DeRosie in front as Meacham got knocked down. Goes back to Benji at the point. His shot goes wide. Bounces to John Rochford. Penalty as he lapsed, and the Raiders are back to full strength as they get a man back out there. Potsdam, though, controls, trying to flip it out of the zone. It comes to Yannickus, and he dumps it out to center ice. And Benji Nightingale comes back after it. Here's Nightingale in his zone and to Meacham. Meacham slides it to the Potsdam line. And back after it there is Ryan War. War for Potsdam, flips inside. It didn't make it in the Massena zone. Offsides will be the call as it actually hit the official on the way in, and that caused the offsides. And we're going to have a penalty, I think.
Yes, I think Ryan War is going to pick up a penalty. I don't know if
you think he called Meacham too?
He might have. All I saw was Ryan War. Yeah, it's going to call one of each, but Ryan War possibly should have picked up an extra one. He got the last slug in there.
He may. We don't know. We'll see what they put up on the board.
And Coach Long is a little upset about that right now. He's
apparently Massena picked up the extra one.
How'd they get a penalty lying out of space, Mike?
Oh, wait a minute. They might put them both up. Okay, that's right.
It's either matching, or if anybody picks up two, it'll be Potsdam. But you can tell the pressure is starting to tell on these young men out there. They're in shape, but like Timmy O'Shea and Adam Barkley, when they killed out there, they were just when they went to the bench, they were totally exhausted. But they'll recuperate in a hurry and rejuvenate, I should say, and they'll be back out there. But it's that pressure, the magnitude of the game. 2-1, 9:28 left. Raiders up by 1.
Off the face-off, puck still in the Massena zone. They don't clear the zone. Here's Potsdam with it. Hewlin knocked away and bounces out to center ice. Massena leads 2-1 on the A1 TV and Appliance scoreboard. Puck in behind. Here comes Bove. He can dangle with it. Here's Bove into the Massena zone. Rochford kind of pokes it away. Bove chases it down, looks to center, but O'Shea is there for Massena. O'Shea to Day, clears it out to center ice off his stick. Picked up there by John Yannickas. Day bothering him, but Yannickas stays with it. Dumps it in the Massena zone, bounces right on Zach. He leaves it for John Rochford. Rochford looking up ice to Day. Day's got O'Shea breaking in. Offsides.
And the Potsdam contingent, and Potsdam in particular, and Butch Martin explaining to Timmy O'Shea, hey, when you hear that whistle, don't shoot that puck. He could have called him for a penalty, but again, taking into consideration the score of the game and the magnitude and the large crowd in here, he'll give Timmy the benefit of the doubt that he didn't hear the whistle.
Cameron out there with DeRosie now to take the face off. It'll be Brad Wilson for Potsdam off the draw. Puck sits, and finally it's picked up by Kelleher. Takes it across, gets the shot off. It's blocked, though, and it comes to DeRosie off the block. Here's DeRosie. He's going to dump it. Rounds the board, stopped by Sloan in behind. He leaves it. Bounces to the blue line, kept in. We have a whistle. DeRosie ended up in the net as he got knocked into the net, and I don't know if they call a penalty or not. I don't think so. Well, yeah, they did. Oh, no, he just pointed to him. Okay. I thought he was calling him. I don't know what he was pointing to.
Eric DeRosie upended as he went to the net, and he continued his graceful little slide right through Jason Sloan and into the back of the net.
Off the face-off, puck sits in the circle. Cameron trying to flip it into the corner. Stoner's picking it up there. DeRosie throws a check, comes back to Wonky at the point. Wonky, quick snapshot. Nice save by Sloan at the last second. Potsdam looking to break out of their own end as they move it ahead. Here comes Willard with it. He dumps it in the Massena zone. Stopped side of the net by Zach Long. Woo. Through Wonky. Wonky moves ahead to DeRosie. DeRosie just flips it out to center ice. Willard is there. Moving it ahead for Potsdam. Puck comes to Kelleher. Kelleher, as the penalties have elapsed, we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Kelleher takes it in the Massena zone and dumps it in the corner. In behind the net, it's Barkley. Barkley, he'll rip it around to DeRosie. DeRosie picks it up in behind, gets forechecked there by Josh Close. Puck comes to Drew Wonky. Wonky gets tied up by Ben Reed. Wonky finally flips it by, but Close is there. Good hustle, back to the point. Comes to Kelleher, winds up his shot, deflected, up into the glass, and over the glass into the wall.
Talking about the battle of the boards, and the Stoners won that one. They were outmanned 3-2, 3 white shirts and 2 blue shirts in behind Zach Long, and Potsdam came up with the puck. Just can't allow that to happen. No way that should happen. You got to pin that man. The puck can come out, but don't let the man come out, especially when you've got him outnumbered 3-2.
2-1, Massena leads on the A1 TV and Appliance scoreboard halfway through the third period.
And you can just cut the tension with a knife in here.
Close stays out there to take the face-off against Joe Ward in the Massena zone. Off the draw, puck sits in the circle. Nightingale tries to throw a check in behind. It comes bouncing free. John Rochford is there. Headman pass stolen in front. They got a 2-on-1 shot. Score! And that's going to be, I believe, Jamie Hoos getting the goal as the Raider defense coughed it up.
Well, they, again, we've said it so many times, when you're under pressure, and the Raider defenseman was being forechecked, and instead of just running the puck off the dasher, high off the glass, and getting it out of the zone, he tried to make the pass up there, and the Potsdam defenseman, Bove, read it. He stepped down and intercepted it. He walked right down the slot area, and he slid it across to, as you mentioned, Hoos on just to Zach Long's left, and he put it in the empty net. Zach had no chance on it. You've got to just run the puck, take an icing. Don't try to be cute. Grievous mistake by the Raider defenseman that time.
And that resulted in a Potsdam goal, so we're all tied at 2 with just over 7 minutes to go in the third period. Puck in the Massena zone. Here's Potsdam again, a man in front, but it's O'Shea back checking, breaking it up, and he comes back the other way. Head man to Jeffrey Day. Day, poke checked away from him. Comes to the Massena line. John Rochford. Head man to Day to O'Shea to DiAgostino. He busts in. DiAgostino shot. He fired it wide. Puck comes to O'Shea in the corner. He gets tied up, looks to center. DiAgostino is there, knocks it away, but Potsdam will move it out to center ice. Kyle Hewlin, and he's just going to dump it. Zach makes the save, leaves it in front, the shot. And I'll tell you what, neither defenseman from Massena picked it up, and Johnny on the spot, Lamson, and he got the shot on.
Communication. Both Raider defensemen just peeled away from the puck, and Zach Long was hung out to dry, and he just stoned Mike Lamson. Big save right there. And just at the other end, Anthony DiAgostino just fired probably 2 millimeters wide of that right goal post. He had Jason Sloan beaten, but just a little wide.
Face-off inside Massena territory. Meacham will draw against Hoos. Off the face-off, it comes to Bubba Gerard. Gerard steps behind the net. Around the horn it goes to DeRosie. DeRosie, head man pass to Meacham. 2-on-1 to Cameron. Little bit too far for Cameron. He'll have to chase it down behind the net. And he gets taken out of the play. Meacham stays with it, though. He gets tied up by Kelleher. Cameron in there, and DeRosie. Cameron can't come up with it, and Potsdam will control. Out to center ice, DeRosie steals. Back the other way. Here comes Eric DeRosie. Takes it and winds up. Shot deflected in behind the net. DeRosie battling for it. Eric with a puck. Steps into the circle. Winds up his shot. Kicked aside by Sloan. And finally, it's dumped out to center ice by the Stoners. Lifted right back in the zone. Raiders have to get on sides. Potsdam controls. Looking to move it to the Massena line. Drew Wonky is there. Here's Wonky. His pass knocked down. Now he lifts it out of the zone. Bounces ahead to the Potsdam line. Slack trying to come up with it. Looks to tip it by. He can't. Cameron's there, knocked away from him. Slack after it. He throws a stick check. Puck comes back to the Potsdam line. Knocked away there. Bouncing puck. Here's Spanky Seacott flipping it in the zone. Stopped by Kelleher. Kelleher's long headman pass. Back the other way is Hoos. Into the Massena zone. Almost got by. Gets it back again. Here's Hoos with it. He's taken into the boards. Raiders control. Out to center ice. Seacott. Seacott. Here comes Seacott across the blue line. Seacott takes it, gets a quick snapshot off. Save made. Seacott in front. Farmer shot. Save made. As Seacott, great job by Eric Seacott. He got the shot off, got his own rebound, and fed it to Farmer in front. He got a weak shot on, but the save made by Jason Sloan.
Again, young Shane Farmer wasn't expecting that his teammate would win the battle of the boards and throw the puck out to him, and he was surprised when it came out and wasn't in position to get off a good hard shot. That tying goal, 7:46 mark, Jamie Hoos from Jeremy Bove and Josh Close.
Potsdam has called a timeout. Interesting time to call a timeout.
Well, Coach Stark must feel his club is possibly either one needs a couple of seconds to catch their wind, or maybe they're coming a little rattled defensively, and he just wants to settle them down. But I'll tell you, this one is going to go right down to the wire, 2-2. You couldn't get any more excitement. Potsdam getting 1 in the first, the Raiders 2 in the second to go ahead 2-1, and the Stoners getting the equalizer here just a few moments ago when the Raider defenseman, as he came around the net, tried to get it up to his wing, but he was being forechecked, and so instead of just running it hard, what you want to do, take an icing, just clear the zone. That's all you're concerned about. No harm can done if it clears your zone. He didn't. He just put it right where he wanted to go the first time, but in the process, the Potsdam defenseman, Bove, read that and stayed on the line. He stepped down, intercepted the puck, and walked right down that left side and walked right in on Zach Long, and he found Jamie Hoos all alone to Long's left, and he slid it across to him, and Hoos made no mistake.
So it's a 2-2 tie hockey game on the A1 TV and Appliance scoreboard. Face-off will be in the Potsdam zone to the right of goaltender Jason Sloan. And we've got Jeff Day coming out there with DiAgostino and O'Shea. And it's going to be Hewlin out there with Yannickas and Gilmore.
Unofficially, Stoner's out shooting Massena 8-4 up to this stage in the third period.
Day will take the face-off against Hewlin. They drop the puck. Potsdam to the blue line, kept in by Rochford. He rips it around the boards. DiAgostino going after it along with Willard. DiAgostino gets it to Day. Day tied up along the boards and has it knocked away. And it's clear to the blue line out to center ice. Rochford is there, dumps it right back in the zone. Bounces in behind the net. Day after it in the corner. Bangs around the boards. DiAgostino digging for it as well. They battle for it along the boards. And DiAgostino rounds the boards with it and flips it into the corner. O'Shea going after it there. Here's O'Shea, gets knocked down. The puck slides free. Potsdam's Yannickas trying to clear it. Comes to the blue line and out to center ice. And dumped right back the other way. Right back into the Potsdam zone it comes. Picked up by Sloan. He flips it ahead and down the ice. Benji Nightingale there to John Rochford. Rochford looking ahead to O'Shea, to DiAgostino, but offsides will be the call. As the whistle blows, and the faceoff will move back out again on the offsides.
And Timmy O'Shea gets the Potsdam crowd in an uproar as again he fired the puck after the whistle had gone. But and that big roar just prior to that was Anthony DiAgostino upended a Potsdam player in the neutral zone. And you're going to have to commit just about murder, I think, for these officials to call a penalty down this last 4:03.
2-2 tie hockey game here off the faceoff, the Meacham line out there against the Wilson line. Off the draw, Bubba Gerard steps across the red line, flips it around the boards in the Potsdam zone. Back after it is Ryan War. War rounds the boards with a Meacham, steps in front, dumps it back to Cameron. Cameron leaves it for DeRossi. Eric DeRossi steps out of the circle, gets knocked down. The puck comes free, right back to him. DeRossi swept away, but Meacham is cruising. He throws a check. The bouncing puck sits, and Potsdam bangs it out to center ice. Gerard is there to flip it right back in Potsdam territory. Timmy Kelleher with it. Kelleher bangs it along the boards, doesn't clear the zone. Barkley cranks it up. The shot is partially blocked. It bounces around the horn, controlled by the Stoners. Not out of the zone, though. DeRossi forechecking. They feed it across to Barkley, pinching in. Barkley trying to go in front. Cameron can't get the shot up. Barkley follows up, backhander. Oh, just wide. Good job by Adam Barkley. Puck comes to Cameron in behind. He gets tied up, gets out of the check. Here's Cameron in front, banging at it. He gets knocked off the puck, stays with it. Cameron circles, takes it to the blue line. Bubba Gerard, his shot is blocked. Bounces into the circle, comes to DeRossi. He takes it back to the blue line, it's intercepted and dumped out to center ice. Here comes Meacham. Meacham takes it across, steps by the check. Here's Meacham's shot, and it's blocked partially, goes into the corner. And it's dumped. Down the ice it goes, into the Massena zone. There's going to be a foot race for it, and Rochford gets there. Moves it back the other way. DiAgostino's pass. It's knocked back. And here comes Potsdam across. It's Bove. Bove gets the move, gets by the defenseman. It slides it right in front. The puck sits there, bounces up over the net, comes to Rochford. Rochford in behind, ties it up, then takes it free. Here's John Rochford, moving it along the sideboard. Jeffrey Slack. Slack headman knocked away. Back the other way, Potsdam. Benji Nightingale steals it. Back out to Cameron. Cameron, headman to Seacott. Here's Seacott across the blue line. Ridden into the board, stays with it. Seacott gets taken off the puck. It's flipped high in the air. Rochford gloves it. Waits, then he dumps it away. And it's dumped down the ice by Potsdam's Burnap and comes trickling into the Massena zone. 1:45 left. We're still tied at 2. Here comes Rochford. Headman on the wing to Slack. Slack, nice headman to Farmer. Here's Shane Farmer, takes it in. Farmer in behind the net, gets tied up by the defenseman Rose, and we have a whistle as I believe the net's off its moorings. 1:31 left in the third period. We're tied at 2 on the A1 TV and Appliance scoreboard.
In this last 4 minutes, the Raiders have just had the Sandstoners hemmed in their own end. Potsdam having trouble just clearing, just dumping it out of there, running from one side of the dasher to the other, but Massena not able to capitalize, putting on all kinds of pressure, but we've seen that happen again so often. One club puts on the pressure and First opportunity the opposition has.
Now Massena's going to call a timeout. Face-off will be in the Potsdam zone. 2-2 tie hockey game with 1:31 left in the third period.
I'll tell you, this has been excitement galore here. I've enjoyed this so much, and I'm sure all our fans here at the arena and those out listening on radio, I hope you enjoyed it half as much as we have, because it's just had so much excitement, so much tension. Both of these clubs giving everything that they've got. You couldn't ask for anything more from either one of them. I mean, there's been mistakes, but it's not because they're intentional mistakes. They're just hearts out there. Oh, boy, I love to see this.
1:31 remaining in the third period, a 2-2 tie hockey game. Can we say...
Our statistician up here supplying us with some notes a little added notes, I guess we could say, insight into the game.
Winner goes on to Cheel Arena on Saturday. The loser is finished for the season.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm glad that the winner has got a couple of days rest in between, because this game has taken so much out of both of these clubs, and now the Potsdam contingent on their feet cheering on the Stoners, and the Raider contingent likewise. I tell you, it's everything that you want. And as Coach Joe Stark said, as long as our kids play hard, and his youngsters have played hard, and Coach Tim Long's team likewise.
Face-off inside Potsdam territory. It'll be Jeffrey Day out there to take the draw against Kyle Hewlin.
Raiders got to remember now that to not get caught.
What's
weak side guy up? Oh, it must be a mouth guard, possibly.
He's got what is that? Well, they're going to have to get DeRosie out there as O'Shea goes to the bench on.
It's an equipment repair. I'm not sure what it is.
Off the draw, the puck controlled by the Stoners. They don't clear the zone. DiAgostino trying to flip it in the corner. DeRosie out by the blue line. Barkley keeps it in, flips it. Potsdam controls, bounces it, doesn't clear. Bouncing around along the sideboards. Stoners finally come up with, they'll move it out to center ice. Barkley's there to flip it back to DeRosie, though. DeRosie, nice pass. DiAgostino trying to drop it in front to DeRosie, deflected right on, save made by Sloan. A weak shot, it really was more of a pass, but the Raiders doing what they want right there.
Raiders gained the zone, and some nice pass work between DeRosie, DiAgostino, and Jeff Day, but the culmination, as you said, was a weak shot, and young Mr. Sloan had no problems, but a big face-off. They're all big. 1:06 left, 2-2 hockey game. Face-off deep in the Stoner end to the left of Jason Sloan.
Day will take the draw against Hewlin again. Off the face-off, puck goes in behind to Kelleher. Steps behind his own net, cranks it around the boards, bounces, doesn't get out. Rushford cranks it up, score! Johnny Rushford! And the Raiders take the lead, 3-2.
I don't think that hit anything, Jerry. I think John Rushford is going to get the goal. Potsdam running the puck on the dasher from the corner to the left of Sloan. And that right wing wasn't there. He pinched in. He didn't get to the boards quick enough. John Rushford had time to get it on the back end, bring it around to the forehand, and he fired a low bullet from about 50 feet out through some traffic right along the ice, and I don't think it hit anything, and beat Jason Sloan on the short side. And with 57 seconds left, the Raiders go up by 1.
You can bet, though, the Sandstoners aren't going to give up. Off the face-off, the puck comes to the Potsdam line. They move it around the horn and dump to the Massena line. They got a man breaking in, comes back out to center ice. Bounces around at the blue line. DeRosie comes out of the pack. Here's DeRosie with O'Shea. Takes it across to O'Shea in front. O'Shea trying to center it, knocked away. Back comes Potsdam the other way. 35 seconds left. Into the zone is Hewlin. Here's his shot knocked down. O'Shea bangs it to center ice. Potsdam waiting to get onside. Here's the shot dumped in the zone. Takes a funny bounce into the corner. Bouncing in behind, that's Bove. Rochford broke his stick, trying to move it around, and the puck is tied up, and we'll have a face-off, and they pull their goalie, and the face-off will come inside Massena territory. 14 seconds left in the third period. Raiders lead 3-2 on the John Rochford goal.
John Rochford's 4th goal of the year. Not any bigger in his career than that one to keep the Raiders' dreams alive. I'll tell you, a low bullet from about 50 feet from the left point, and I don't think Jason Sloan saw it at all. And Timmy O'Shea and Jeff Day picking up the assist. We're down to the final 14 seconds, and what a big face-off. And the big cat out there is out for the draw. Johnny Rochford and Ben Nightingale. You got DeRosie, O'Shea, and Meacham for the Raiders.
And it's going to be Brad Wilson taking the face-off. The puck sits in the circle. Who's got it? Massena? They don't clear the zone. Now they do. It bounces out to center ice. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the puck in the zone. The buzzer sounds. The Raiders win it. Oh boy, is that a big win for Massena. 3-2 over Potsdam. The Raiders go to the championship against the Canton Golden Bears. Big John Rochford atoned for some earlier problems in the game with the winning goal. The winning goal coming with just over a minute left to play in the game. And I'll tell you what an exciting victory for the Massena Red Raiders. Dick Johnson is dying over here. The fans from Massena go home happy.